Hello there, you're with the NDTV. I'm Maha Siddhi. A quick look at the top story now. The Congress party started its Bharat Jodo Yatra on Wednesday in Kanyakumari. Leading the Yatra, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi hit out at the Bharatiya Janata Party and said that the opposition was not scared of the BJP. His remarks come at a time when he launched the Yatra. In fact, the Congress Yatra will be 3,570 kilometers long, lasting about 150 days from Kanyakumari to Kashmir.
The Congress kicking off its 3,500-kilometer-long Bharat Jodo Yatra, and Arvind Kejriwal launching the AAP's India #1 campaign at the same time. Rahul Gandhi started the day with a prayer at a memorial for his father Rajiv Gandhi, where the former Prime Minister was assassinated by a suicide bomber in 1991.
They think they can determine single-handedly the future of the people of this country, the future of all the states of this country. They think they can frighten the opposition using ED, CBI, income tax.
Even as the Congress desperately attempts to emerge stronger ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections after 2 consecutive defeats, it was an emotional moment for Rahul Gandhi to pay tributes at the memorial of his late Prime Minister father Rajiv Gandhi at Sri Perambadur, exactly at the spot where he was assassinated in 1991.
The beleaguered Congress hopes this will revive the morale of their cadre.
Will this propel Mr. Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Ministerial face?
No, definitely. See, he is not looking at to become the Prime Minister.
3,500 kilometer yatra from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. It will be covering almost 12 states and 2 union territories. And what the Congress party is planning in this Bharat Yatra is to cover almost 68 parliamentary constituencies in this yatra.
This is a historic endeavor by the Congress party and Mr. Gandhi to fight against all that's going wrong in the country.
This yatra will unite the country, give inspiration to the youths.
In Haryana, AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal started his party's Make India #1 campaign as it now looks to make an entry in Haryana.
आज अगर हम सारे जने इकट्ठे हो जाएं, भारत को दुनिया का #1 देश बनने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता। उसी मिशन पे हम लोग निकले हैं। हम लोग देश के कोने-कोने में जाएंगे, हर राज्य के अंदर जाएंगे और लोगों को जोड़ने की कोशिश करेंगे।
Meanwhile, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar continued his opposition Jodo meetings today with NCP Chief Sharad Pawar. Both leaders have been clear that the Congress is a crucial part of any serious opposition effort to take on the BJP. But Chandrasekhar Rao of the TRS and the AAP do not see it that way.
जो हमने आया है और जितने लोगों से हमारी बातचीत हुई है, अच्छी बातचीत हुई और सब लोगों का अप्रोच पॉजिटिव हमने देखा है। थर्ड फ्रंट नहीं, अगर बनना है तो मेन फ्रंट बनेगा, थर्ड फ्रंट नहीं।
The Congress, however, asserts that they cannot be taken for granted.
All of us in the Congress want opposition unity on the basis of a strong and viable Congress, and that's what we are working towards, and that's what the Bharat Jodo Yatra will accomplish.
The BJP, meanwhile, has hit out at the Congress.
कभी-कभी बड़ा आश्चर्य भी होता है, जो अपनी पार्टी को जोड़ नहीं सके, वो भारत जोड़ने निकले।
The actual Padyatra starts tomorrow and is expected to last 150 days covering 12 states and 2 union territories, ending in Kashmir.
Kanyakumari has always been a stronghold of the Congress party, and that's why they chose this very constituency to start their Bharat Jodo Yatra. So they hope that this will revive the party ahead of the 2024 elections. So coming to the preparation, today it was just 1 kilometer of march with several senior leaders of the Congress party, CWC leaders, everyone accompanied it. But from tomorrow morning 7 a.m. that's where the official rally or the Yatra begins. There only 117 people will be allowed to march. So they have also separated the Yatra into 2 parts. First part is in the morning, where only the Yatris along with Rahul Gandhi will be walking, where they will be meeting with the people from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. etc. Only in the second half of the day, the party workers can meet Rahul Gandhi, and that's why they have differentiated two aspects of the two parts of the Yatra. What we are also being told is that in Kerala, a very big celebrity will be walking along with Rahul Gandhi. In fact, the Congress party is in touch with this film personality, where he has also kind of agreed, and the Congress party is very hopeful that if he joins the Yatra with Rahul Gandhi, that will give more momentum to the party in Kerala. Also, the Congress party is also in touch with a big Bollywood star, where they are hoping that that particular star will walk with Rahul Gandhi, will agree to walk with Rahul Gandhi in Maharashtra. The talks are underway, but the Congress party is very hopeful that this Bharat Jodo Yatra will revive the party ahead of the 2024 general elections.
Meanwhile, another leader who's busy uniting the opposition, that's Nitish Kumar, and he's been holding meetings in Delhi. As we pointed out, he met Sharad Pawar as well. Now he's hit out at former party colleague and poll strategist Prashant Kishore, saying he's just a publicity seeker.
वो आदमी तो मेरे साथ आया ना, लेकिन बाद में हम सुझाव दिए कि ये सब काम वो सब छोड़िए, नहीं माने। आज दूसरा देश भर में कितना पार्टी का काम करते रहे, तो उसका वो धंधा है। अब बिहार में वो अपना जो करना चाहिए करे ना भाई, उससे क्या मतलब है, उसके स्टेटमेंट का कोई अर्थ नहीं है। एक बात जान लीजिए, आप उसके बोल रहे हैं उनके बारे में, तो उनको पता है, कुछ एबीसी मालूम है 2005 से क्या काम हुआ है। तो हाँ, ये लोग को मालूम है अपना पब्लिसिटी लेने का, स्टेटमेंट देने का और कहने का, ये सब का एक्सपर्ट है, वही सब अंड बोलते रहता है। कोई मतलब है क्या?
3 दिन
और आप जान लीजिए, अगर कोई इस तरह की बात बोलता है तो आप समझ लीजिए मन होगा, कुछ बीजेपी के साथ रहने का मन होगा, बीजेपी का भीतर से मदद करने वाला मन होगा।
Well, the Income Tax Department is conducting searches at the Delhi offices of independent think tank Centre for Policy Research and charity organisation Oxfam India, and at Bengaluru-based Independent and Public-Spirited Media Foundation IPSMF that partly funds a number of digital media outlets such as The Caravan, The Print and Swaraj. No response has been received from any of the organizations facing action. Sources in the Income Tax Department told NDTV that the surveys were conducted to simultaneous action in Haryana, Maharashtra and Gujarat, among other places, over funding of more than 20 registered but non-recognized political parties.
The surveys are still being conducted at all these locations, whether this Oxfam or this is Centre for Policy and Research or IPSMF. What we are learning from Income Tax Department is that these surveys are going to go on for next 72 hours, That's the typical modus operandi of the income tax authorities, that when they conduct these surveys, normally they last up to 72 hours. About 12 officials are inside this CPR building. They landed here at about 12 noon and they are still inside. On an interesting side, these food is also being delivered to them. These officials, they are ordering from Zomato or other, eateries. Their food is also being delivered to them. All the officials are also inside. Senior officers are also inside who work in CPR. We also learned that as far as these senior officers are concerned, the phone has been confiscated from them. They have been asked to hand over their phones to the income tax authorities. As per income tax authorities and officials, they say that some financial irregularities were noticed by the IT department, and that is why these surveys are being conducted simultaneously, not only in Delhi but also in Bengaluru also.
Let's move on now. The first glimpse of the new Central Vista is here, a new face for India's power centre. The 3-kilometre stretch has been revamped from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. Rajpath will now be called Kartavya Path. Sanket Upadhyay has more details.
So the much-awaited Central Vista project is going to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister tomorrow. The last-minute preparation is on. We spent a whole day here on this new Kartavya Path. It will get some time to get used to saying Kartavya Path, because up until yesterday it was called the Rajpath. Now, lots of things that the Prime Minister is going to do. He'll inaugurate the Central Vista project. He'll unveil Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's statue at India Gate. After that, do remember that this statue was installed in the canopy where statue of the King George V was kept. the Prime Minister is going to inaugurate the new Central Vista Avenue. This is a 3-kilometer stretch which has been reimagined, refurbished, upgraded. He will also inspect the plaza, the stepped plaza near India Gate, and then move towards the canal bridge to talk to workers who have participated in this construction activity. He's also expected to inaugurate an exhibition showcasing the transformation of the Kartavya Path, from changing of the bollards to refurbishing the road, to putting up these new lampposts and lampshades, and also lighting and the entire canal reimagination that has been done, the cleaning work that has been done. So all that will be inspected by the Prime Minister. He will then address the nation from this area, where he's going to speak about what this actually means. But while all of this is happening, this then and now comparison of the government and their gung-ho, and I must say, after spending the whole day, it does look pretty, it does look beautiful. The opposition, namely the Congress, talks about misplaced priorities, where they say that at a time when the country was really struggling to deal with COVID-19, the government's priority was beautification.
Now, Justice Hemant Gupta of the Supreme Court asked a lawyer arguing for the right to wear a hijab in educational institutions, and I'm quoting him, "You can't take it to illogical ends. Right to dress will include right to undress also," unquote. The lawyer Devdutt Kamath replied, "Nobody is undressing in a school." This was part of a longer exchange between the court and the lawyer, during which Justice Gupta also remarked, quote, "Problem here is that one particular community is insisting on a headscarf, while all other communities are following the dress code. Students of other communities are not saying we want to wear this and that," unquote. 3 days after record rains, Bengaluru still shedding tears of misery and helplessness. Power has still not been restored in the IT corridor in East Bengaluru that is still waterlogged.
After 3 days of record rains in Bengaluru, it is still water everywhere in Whitefield. And not a drop to drink.
पानी कुछ भी नहीं, आप देखेंगे सारा एसटीपी सब कुछ जो है पानी कंटामिनेटेड हो गया है, आप यूज़ नहीं कर सकते पानी को, बिजली नहीं है, ये सारे जो बेसिक नीड्स है एकदम नहीं है, लाइफ जो है एकदम यहाँ पे बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो गई, बहुत फैमिली को बहुत परेशानी हो रही है, फैमिली को परेशानी हो रही है, आप नेट नहीं है, लाइट नहीं है, बच्चे की पढ़ाई है, पानी जो बेसिक नीड्स है आपकी, बाथरूम वॉशरूम कुछ नहीं है.
Wednesday's rains left these apartments inundated, so much so that residents had to be rescued to safety. Some people left their homes to move into hotels where rental charges skyrocketed.
जैसे कि रेगुलर प्राइस से आप ज्यादा मांगेंगे, सिचुएशन का फायदा उठाते हैं. उसके अलावा हम लोग को सिविक अथॉरिटी से कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता है, तो हम लोग हेल्पलेस सिचुएशन में हैं. आफ्टर ऑल कितना देर हम लोग दोस्त के रिलेटिव यहाँ होटल के यहाँ रहेंगे, ऑफिसेस हमारे बंद हो चुके हैं.
वो होटल में एक्चुअली जहाँ पे हमें 1800-2000 के अंदर लेना चाहिए, वो ऑलमोस्ट 30-40% बढ़ा के बोल रहे हैं, तो उनका भी फायदा है ना, तो इसलिए वो अभी सिचुएशन देख के बढ़ा रहे हैं.
The water has moved from some areas into some others in the city, with no place to drain out. People use pumps to direct the water onto the roads. Some others try to repair drains, but nothing seemed to help. Not just Bengaluru, in North Karnataka's Bagalkot, heavy rains left children with no option to cross over to the other side. With Nihal Kidwai, Osama Shah for NDTV.
Now, 2 days before Brahmastra, the release, which is going to be the year's biggest release rather, its stars Ranveer Kapoor and Aaliyah have faced protests during their promotional tour in Madhya Pradesh.
Violent protests outside the Mahakaleshwar temple in Ujjain. The police thrashing activists of the Bajrang Dal protesting the arrival of Bollywood star Ranveer Kapoor and his wife Aaliyah Bhatt. Ranveer's so-called crime? Well, 11 years ago, Ranveer said in an interview that I am a mutton, beef, red meat guy. I'm a big beef guy. These remarks resurfaced on social media and were enough to trigger these so-called activists who decided to block Ranveer and Aaliyah's entry because Ranveer's comments apparently insulted their faith.
We are on our way to
Ujjain, Mahakaleshwar Temple.
Ayan went before the motion poster launch. We are going right now before the film launch, so we're very excited. Lots of good energies our way. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Eventually, Ranveer and Aaliyah had to turn back without visiting the famous temple over security concerns, with only director Ayan Mukherjee being able to enter ahead of the release of his film Brahmastra.
क्या वाकई में बॉलीवुड के सितारे जो बयान देते हैं कई बार वो ये ध्यान नहीं रखते कि उससे भावनाएं आहत होती हैं?
ये सवाल का जवाब I want to take it. Eventually I had gone to seek blessings and energy for the film, and that blessing is for everybody. And I just didn't want to take Aaliyah there, in her current condition as well. So I went alone. Though I felt very bad, and honestly when I went, I did feel that they could have also come and gotten their darshan.
The entire incident triggered a Twitter storm, with some calling for the boycott of the movie just 2 days ahead of its opening. In the last few years, there have been boycott calls to ban movies, including Aamir Khan's Lal Singh Chadda, Akshay Kumar's Raksha Bandhan, Vijay Deverakonda's Liger, Padmavat, Heather, PK, Ram Leela, and Vidya Balan's Dirty Picture. Madhya Pradesh's Home Minister says Ranveer and Aaliyah left on their own and that no one stopped them.
दर्शन के लिए कोई रोक नहीं थी, उनके साथ के लोग सभी आयान मुखर्जी से लेके बाकी लोग सबने दर्शन किए, वहाँ पूरी व्यवस्था थी, व्यवस्था की गई थी, इनसे भी आग्रह किया गया था कि ये चलें.
The larger issue here remains the cancel culture on social media that threatens the creative license of actors and filmmakers who continue to be typecast and threatened over the work that they do. With Divya Vadhwa, Nayantara Singh for NDTV.
Apple CEO Tim Cook opened the keynote at Apple's 2022 launch event. Apple Watch Series 8 was revealed first. The body temperature sensors to help women know when they are ovulating. It also comes with a crash detection when driving and support for international roaming.
It's an important part of our daily lives. We're constantly challenging ourselves to raise the bar, to make it better and even more loved. So let's take a look at the new iPhone.
Wow. Big boy pants to my pockets is thick. Got a big keychain hang straight from my hip. Got a big boy bag, got a big boy drip. Make a little girl sag as a big boy rich. Big boy pants to my pockets is thick. Got a big keychain hang straight from my hip. Got a big boy bag, got a big boy drip. Make a little girl sag as a big boy rich.
As you can see, we're going big with iPhone 14 and even bigger with iPhone 14 Plus. Here's Cayenne to tell you all about it.
The popular 6.1-inch size of iPhone 14 is joined by the new, larger 6.7-inch size of iPhone 14 Plus. With a larger display, you can enjoy more content when browsing the web. You can see more text or larger text. It looks great with the incredible features of iOS 16, like the new lock screen and iCloud shared photo library. You can even get more workout details in the fitness app with the new enhanced workout summary. With a larger display, you have more area to watch your favorite show or play your most intense game. iPhone 14 also has an updated internal design that improves thermal performance, which is great for staying in the action longer. Both models have the gorgeous Super Retina XDR display with OLED technology that supports 1200 nits peak HDR brightness, 2 million to 1 contrast ratio, and Dolby Vision. iPhone 14 is designed to last, so you can count on it to be there for you. Both models have ceramic shield, tougher than any smartphone glass, aerospace-grade aluminum, and water and dust resistance. They come in 5 gorgeous colors: Midnight, Starlight, a great new shade of blue, a strikingly elegant purple, and a truly eye-catching product red. Users depend on their iPhone for so many things, which is why iPhone 14 delivers all-day battery life. iPhone 14 Plus lasts even longer throughout your day with the best battery life ever in an iPhone. The larger display and best battery life were previously only available in our Pro Max models, and now we're bringing it to even more people. Now, let's talk about performance. iPhone 13 Pro introduced an amazing chip, the A15 Bionic with a 5-core GPU. It's a powerhouse that unlocks extraordinary features and delivers great power efficiency, privacy, and security. Now, we are bringing this proven pro-level performance to iPhone 14. The 5-core GPU is 18% faster, enabling even smoother graphics in computationally heavy workloads like complex games.